It was a seemingly ordinary night, September 1st, 1983. Korean Airlines Flight 007, a Boeing 747 jumbo jet, prepared for takeoff from New York's John F. Kennedy International Airport. Its destination, Seoul, South Korea, with a stopover in Anchorage, Alaska. On board were 269 souls, passengers and crew from various walks of life, all bound by the promise of a journey home or to new adventures. Little did they know, their flight would become one of the Cold War's most tragic and controversial events. KAL 007's initial leg to Anchorage seemed uneventful. Passengers settled in for the long journey ahead. After refueling, the jumbo jet took off again, soaring into the night sky. However, shortly after departure, something went terribly wrong. The plane began to deviate from its planned flight path, straying unknowingly into forbidden airspace. This seemingly minor error would have catastrophic consequences. As KAL 007 continued its westward journey, it drifted further off course, deeper into Soviet territory. Unbeknownst to the pilots, their aircraft had become an unidentified blip on Soviet radar screens, sparking alarm and suspicion in the tense atmosphere of the Cold War. Soviet air defense forces were on high alert. The Cold War was at its peak, and tensions between the superpowers were running high. The appearance of an unidentified aircraft penetrating Soviet airspace was perceived as a grave threat. Soviet interceptors scrambled into the night sky, their mission to identify and intercept the intruder. The Soviet pilots attempted to make contact with KAL 007, but their efforts were met with silence. The reasons for the lack of communication remain unclear to this day. Was it a technical malfunction, a misunderstanding, or a deliberate act? The answer was lost in the darkness of that fateful night. The situation escalated rapidly. The Soviet High Command, fearing a potential espionage mission or even a prelude to an attack, made a fateful decision. They ordered the downing of the unidentified aircraft. Two Soviet Su-15 interceptors closed in on KAL 007, firing air-to-air missiles that ripped through the night sky. The unsuspecting passengers and crew aboard KAL 007 had no warning. The missiles struck their target with deadly accuracy. The once majestic Boeing 747, now a mangled wreck, plunged from the sky into the frigid waters of the Sea of Japan, taking with it the lives of all 269 souls on board. Section 5. The Aftermath. Unveiling a cover-up. This chapter delves into the intricate web of deception and the subsequent revelations that shocked the world. The downing of KAL 007 sent shockwaves across the globe. It was a tragic event that not only claimed the lives of 269 passengers and crew, but also ignited a geopolitical firestorm. The world reeled in horror at the loss of innocent lives, families were left devastated, and nations mourned collectively, grappling with the enormity of the tragedy. The Soviet Union, initially denying any involvement, was soon forced to admit its role in the tragedy. Their initial denials only added to the outrage and confusion. However, their explanation, that KAL 007 was mistaken for a U.S. reconnaissance aircraft, was met with skepticism and outrage from the international community. Protests erupted, and diplomatic tensions soared. Evidence began to emerge suggesting a deliberate cover-up by Soviet authorities. Investigative journalists uncovered declassified documents that hinted at a much darker truth. The black boxes, crucial for understanding the events leading to the downing, were recovered by the Soviets, but kept hidden for years. These black boxes held the key to unraveling the mystery, yet they remained out of reach. This lack of transparency only fueled suspicions and deepened the mystery surrounding the incident. The closed Soviet archives and the secretive handling of evidence left many questions unanswered, perpetuating a sense of injustice and intrigue. Section 6. Searching for Answers. Theories and Speculations. In the absence of conclusive evidence, numerous theories and speculations emerged to explain the KAL 007 tragedy. Some argued that it was a case of pilot error, a tragic navigational mistake with catastrophic consequences. Others pointed fingers at the Soviet Union, alleging a deliberate act of aggression, perhaps a Cold War power play gone wrong. One prevailing theory suggests that KAL-007 inadvertently strayed into Soviet airspace due to a series of navigational errors compounded by communication breakdowns. Another theory proposes that the Soviet Union, suspicious of U.S. activities in the region, intentionally targeted the aircraft, mistaking it for a spy plane. Section 7. The Legacy of KAL-007, a Catalyst for Change. The downing of Korean Airlines, Flight 007 left an indelible mark on aviation history, forever altering the landscape of international air travel and diplomacy. The tragic incident, which occurred on September 1, 1983, shocked the world and highlighted the vulnerabilities in the global aviation system. It served as a stark reminder of the dangers of Cold War tensions and the devastating consequences of miscalculation and mistrust between superpowers. The incident underscored the fragile nature of international relations during that era, where a single mistake could escalate into a major conflict. It served as a catalyst for change, prompting nations to reconsider their approach to aviation safety and international diplomacy. The tragedy sparked international outrage and led to calls for improved aviation safety measures and greater transparency in international relations. People around the world demanded answers and accountability, pushing for reforms that would ensure such a disaster would never happen again. One of the most significant outcomes of the KAL-007 incident was the establishment of the International Civil Aviation Organization's improved communication and surveillance systems. These advancements were crucial in enhancing the safety and reliability of global air travel. These measures aim to prevent similar tragedies by enhancing air traffic control and reducing the risk of misunderstandings and misidentifications. The legacy of KAL-007 continues to influence aviation policies and practices, ensuring a safer sky for all. Section 8. Echoes in the Present, KAL-007's Enduring Impact. The legacy of KAL-007 continues to resonate today. The tragic event has left an indelible mark on the world, reminding us of the profound consequences that can arise from misunderstandings and geopolitical tensions. It serves as a reminder of the fragility of peace and the importance of clear communication and cooperation in an increasingly interconnected world. The incident has prompted nations to strive for better diplomatic relations and to avoid the pitfalls of miscommunication. The incident also highlights the enduring human cost of conflict and the need for diplomacy and understanding to prevent such tragedies from happening again. It underscores the importance of learning from history to build a more peaceful future. The downing of Korean Airlines Flight 007 remains a haunting reminder of the Cold War's dark side, a period marked by intense rivalry and suspicion between superpowers. A tragedy that claimed the lives of 269 innocent people. The loss of these lives serves as a poignant reminder of the human cost of political and military conflicts. While the full truth behind the incident may never be known for certain, the questions it raises continue to provoke thought and investigation. The mystery surrounding the flight's final moments keeps the story alive in public consciousness. Its legacy continues to shape aviation safety and international relations to this day. The lessons learned from KAL-007 have led to significant improvements in aviation protocols and international cooperation, ensuring that such a tragedy is less likely to occur again.